Hello and welcome to part 2. This is part 2 of chapter 1-3. And let's go ahead and finish up our notes here. It says evaluate the expression if g is 6 and h is 10 and j is 5. Well, let's look at number 5. It says h plus 15. Well, they tell me right here that h is 10. So what we want you to do is take this h and you're going to substitute it for this h right here. So that would be 10 plus 15. 10 plus 15 is 25. That's evaluated. I got it all the way down to a number, and I'm happy. It's that simple, of course. Not always. Here's g is 6, and number 6 says g minus 3. So we're going to substitute that 6 in for that g. Have 6 minus 3, and that works out to be 3. Now notice how, again, I'm working down the page. Even though these nice easy ones, I'm working down the page. That's what I want to see from you. I want you to develop that habit. It's a good habit. All right, take it, use it, and don't ever forget it. Number 7. Let me clean my paper up here a little bit. Number 7 says 20 minus h. So we're going to substitute again. 20 minus, here's h is 10. And here's g is 6 plus 6. All right, now remember the order of operations here. We go left to right when only addition and subtraction remain. So the first thing we do is 20 minus 10 is 10. I should see this on your paper exactly like this. Circle your answer there. Work downhill. Okay, funnel your work down like that. We used to have students that would call it a cyclone. Let me see if I can do this without. See the little cyclone there? Makes a little cyclone. All right, that's what it's like. So we are the cyclones. Make cyclones on your paper. Here's number 8. Now this does get a little trickier in the bottom line here. You have 22 minus, that means 3 times j. All right, 3j means 3 times j. Up here we see j is 5. 3 times 5. So to evaluate this, order of operations says you do multiplication first. So you have 22 minus 15, and 22 minus 15 is 7. There's 7. How about green? I have not used green. I'll use it on number 9. Number 9 says GH divided by J. Well, there's all kinds of variables there. So again, let me clean up my paper here. G, it says, is 6. So we have 6 times, H is 10. 6 times 10 divided by J is 5. So you have 6 times 10 is 5. Well, we should have previously learned that in a problem like that, you have to simplify the numerator first. 6 times 10 is 60 divided by 5. Right now you divide that out. 5 goes into 6 once. And then you got that 1, which is 10. If 5 goes into 10 twice, that works out to be 12. 60 divided by 5. Remember, that means divide. And the last one, how about back to red? All right, the trickiest one of them all. The trickiest of them all says 4 times g plus parentheses 3h minus 4j. Well, that's a crazy one. Let's figure it out. Get some room over here. I'm going to kind of work it right here. You have 4 times g is 6 plus 3h. You know what? I'm not liking doing it over there, so I'm going to use my magic smart stuff and move it over here. You just get it down wherever you can fit it. Clean this up a little bit. 4 times 6 plus parenthesis 3 times h is 10 minus 4 times j is 5. Okay, so now we got all this junk in here. So remember the rule, parentheses is the trump card. So I'm just looking at that parentheses first. I'm doing everything in the parentheses, and I can do multiplication before I have to do multiplication before I do anything else. So I'm going to go ahead and multiply those numbers and save that subtraction for later. So we end up with this. Now again, I'd like to see this on your paper just like that. You have to continue doing the parentheses first. 30 minus 20 is 10 plus, and then you still got this 4 times 6 here. Now finish that up. 4 times 6 is 24 plus 10, and that works out to be 34 right there. Okay, and that wraps up my examples from for just using evaluating problems. And then let's finish up here with number 11. This says 1 pint of liquid is the same as 16 fluid ounces. And then A says, suppose the number of pints of liquid is represented by P. Write an example to find the number of fluid ounces. All right, well, if you know that 1 pint is P, well, that would be 1 pint would be 16 ounces, right? If you had 2 pints, you'd have 32. 16 times 2, 32. If you had 3 pints, you'd have 16 times 3. So the expression, it says write an expression to find the number of fluid ounces. It would be 16. If you knew that you had P ounces, it would be 16P. 16P. So if we go ahead and finish this up here, how many fluid ounces would there be in 16 pints? I'll do that in red. You'd go 16 times 5. And 16 times 5, that works out to be 80 ounces. You would need to be able to multiply that out. And that wraps up part 2 video of section 1.1-3. Have a nice day.